I woke up this morning to the news. I feel for his children. I feel for his girlfriend. I feel for his family. I feel for LA. But know that you guys aren't mourning alone. The entire conscious Black empowerment community mourns with you. We know his importance outside, not just in LA, but outside of LA. So Nipsey left special instructions on what to do if something happened to him.
Oh, wow. We don't know about that.
Absolutely.
And you know.
And he just died mysteriously down there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh, yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, Hussle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, you niggas better ride for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't pray.
So I'm going to do my part to follow his directions. First, listen to Rizza Islam speak about how this was done and some things that preceded this murder.
5 shots to the body, 1 to the head. 5 shots to the body, 1 to the head. That is a military style hit. It was in and out. The way it happened was in and out, very quick. The United States government, and I just say this specifically, in downtown LA a couple months ago, have been practicing military drills. In downtown LA, they were practicing military drills, going in and out of businesses, and they've been practicing on maneuvers in downtown LA. Okay, I want you to understand this. There have not been major gang wars in a while. There have not been major gang wars in quite some time, and because of this, the government, how you doing, brother? The government does not have a justifiable reason to bring down the National Guard. So what this has done is this has now sparked the 40s, 60s, multiple hoods to trigger. And once you get these hoods to trigger, once you get these hoods to retaliate against one another, it then gives the government the justification to bring down the National Guard. That's what it does. Okay? They have been planning this for quite some time, and I'm saying this because if you are from the hood, do not, I'm saying this for the Bloods, Crips, anybody in the hood, do not start shooting at other hoods. Do not start shooting at other hoods. That is not how you handle this. The enemy has been all in this. Just understand that. Right now, this is where I'm at.
See, they're trying to feed us the narrative that this was a gang, that this was gang related. And we know, I keep saying we have to keep our third eye open and not listen to the narratives that we are that are shoved down our throats. And with that said, and with the thought and the spirit of riding for him, listen to Tariq talk about some of the things that happened around the time when he got shot.
That parking lot, you just can't drive up in that damn parking lot like that and just easily drive the hell off. You can't. That parking lot is always congested. It ain't that kind of parking lot. It's one of them little congested parking lots. What I heard was that the gunman came up on foot. The gunman came up on foot, did the shots. He left, went down the street and ran around the corner. There was a car waiting, and it was a female driving. Now, Nipsey took this picture seconds before he was killed. I want y'all to look at this. I'm piecing little things together, all right? This picture was taken seconds before Nipsey got killed. Okay? I'm just putting, I'm not being accusatory, but that picture that I just showed, some girl, her name was Ayana. I've been doing some research. Some girl named Ayana came up to Nipsey and said, "Hey, take a picture with my child." And I'm just putting stuff together. But some girl asked him to take a picture with this kid. And then right after he took a picture with this kid, somebody lit him up. Now, little stuff, it could be something, it could be nothing, but I'm looking at everything. That's what, I'm trying to find this girl. I want to know how they were so comfortable getting my man in broad damn daylight like that. How they knew he was there, how they knew he was going to be outside. I want to ask them damn questions. Who knows who's that child's mama? Who she know? I want to turn over some damn stones and get some answers. I got to stop playing out here because it's getting real. And we're going to have to know how to run a community on our own. And we're going to have to know how to police a community on our own so we don't have coons and infiltrators out here hitting our people who's holding the community down. My man should not have been hit in no broad fucking daylight. Even though the person who did it was a coon and they could have been co-opted by the government, they still should not have been able to hit our brother in broad damn daylight at his store. We got to hold people down better than that. Come on, man, we got to be hell on these coons. Any Negro who participated in that, even though most likely he was co-opted by some government agency.
So I remembered something. I've been wanting to do a story on this for a while, but I don't know. Sometimes I have ideas, but I don't see the vision yet. You know what I mean? I don't see it yet. So I don't move on it. I don't force it if I don't see it yet. And this is something where I just didn't see it yet. But I had, I was talking to Clee's report about it, and he had sent me some information. Check this out real quick.
It's something you would see in a Hollywood movie. I don't think any of us has seen anybody do anything like this.
Talks about killing cops.
This is the bank robber.
We believe to be an African-American male.
Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieter says people were convinced they knew this guy.
We had it on video.
They pointed at the same guy, the same house. They were sure it was this man.
We put out a Crime Stoppers tip, and we got about 5 or 6, 7 phone calls. I know that guy. He lives on this street. He lives in this particular house. And when the detectives went to that house, they knocked on the door. His mom answered it. She said, "I know why you're here. I just saw on television my son robbing a bank."
This is that woman's son. Take a look. He looks incredibly like the guy in the surveillance video. Police took the son, whose identity we were not given, into custody. Then they got a call from another woman who said they had the wrong guy, that it was her boyfriend who robbed the bank, and this is her boyfriend, Conrad Zerdiak.
Actual perpetrator was white as could be. He had bought a theatrical mask from Beverly Hills, which cost a few $1,000s. And it's very lifelike, and he had it on, and it looks like the guy they called Crime Stoppers about.
I mean, his mom said.
His mother said it.
He did it.
He did it. It looked just like her son.
Sunglasses covered Zerdiak's blue eyes. Gloves covered his hands.
That just tells you don't believe what you see all the time, because you could be dead wrong.
Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it's something to think about. Yes, he was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi. But also, take a listen to Tariq talk about some other things that may have put him in the crosshairs.
Rams Stadium, man, and
him telling folks not to, you know what I'm saying, sell their property, man. They had to take Nips out, man. It was a brother who, you know, represented the hood. Nipsey was an international brother. I understand his family, they were from Eritrea. So my brother had international ties. Man. So my man, you know, that's not the image that they want to show. They don't want to show a brother from the hood with international ties like that, really linking both worlds up.
So remember the military drills that Rizza Islam was talking about? Well, Tariq Nasheed goes deeper into those drills.
We put this on Melanoid Nation in around 2012, I think. A few years before the whole Mike Brown thing, they were bringing all types of military vehicles around the Ferguson area. And a lot of folks didn't know why. A couple of years before Mike Brown, it might have been a couple of years or it might have been a couple of months, but I know right before the Mike Brown thing, they were bringing in military vehicles into Ferguson. And it was a real mysterious thing. And then the whole Ferguson thing jumped off, and then the riots, and then the National Guard and all those people came through. So it looks like some of those things, they orchestrated them. You know, Mike Brown got shot in broad daylight around a lot of people.
So last April, we had all of those incidences at the Waffle House. And we had a lot of racial attacks in April. Now, I'm going to remind you guys that Hitler's birthday is in April. It is April 20th. That is why the month of April is very significant to white supremacists. So listen to Tariq Nasheed talk more about that.
I'm telling people, watch out for the month of April. This is a hell of a precursor to the month of April. The month of April is very significant in white supremacist culture. The first day of April is tomorrow. So with something like this setting it off, it's about to be a very ugly month. All right? The month of April starts tomorrow.
So the nail shop, the first day I started it, it was on a Sunday. The next day was a Monday. I went to work in the morning, and then I found out about everything, and then I left work and came over. When I got there and I saw how many people were there and how much support we were able to get from the community, I began to cry. And there was a couple of sisters there. I don't remember your names, but I still remember you. And they were so kind, and they were like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was just like, I'm scared. You know, I didn't know what the backlash would be from being able to bring this many people out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what that would be. And I say all that to say that, you know, I was very fearful. I still am, you know, I still have reservations. Shit's getting crazy, and now is not the time for fear. Everybody must grow a spine and fight. Listen to this excellent breakdown of why.
Don't you be afraid. Because the thing is, these white supremacists are orchestrating our killings and our murders anyway. Even if you don't do anything, they're orchestrating our murders. Our brother up there in Vallejo, he got executed while he was asleep. Willie Bo, the rapper Willie Bo up there in Vallejo. This brother, I did a video earlier that day. He was tired. He was getting some Taco Bell and then dozed off in the Taco Bell drive-thru. And then the race soldiers just came and executed him. Shot this man 25 times, then said, put your hands up. It doesn't matter what you do, who you are. These white supremacists can still get you, so you better live. So let's not be afraid, and that's the problem. A lot of us are afraid of death. You know, we want to live, we want to enjoy life, we love life. Yeah, we got to move a certain way. You don't put yourself on the line of danger deliberately. You don't get out here and be suicidal, but you go out here and you do God's work. And you understand when you're going against a demonic system of white supremacy, the possibility of these demonic white supremacists setting up your demise is always there, but that's the cost of doing the right thing. Because we got to understand this, and my brother James Small taught me this: when you do great, you don't die. When you do great, you don't die. Now, our brother Nipsey, the physical is gone, but this brother made such an impact on the lives of people, he's going to remain. His spirit, his energy is there because he did so many great things.